The outcome of this summit was really rather disappointing. There was no clear, concrete plans. There was nothing new in what was said. There were no solutions to the crisis that we're now all so familiar with. So the outcome at the end of the day was just more political posturing and political talking, really. Very little, if anything, was achieved at the summit. There was vague talk about committing to the principle of growth, which is all very well, but there was no new ideas about how that growth may actually be achieved in terms of spending money or investing, whilst at the same time ensuring that the German-led austerity plans are maintained. And those are the plans that are by far the most important at the moment. This idea that countries like Greece have to make cuts to their public spending in order to drive down wages, to make them more competitive, and therefore get their economies going again, in return for which the Eurozone will carry on bailing them out. Now, that basic deal, which was signed up to in February, March, still holds. The Greeks don't like it, the French increasingly don't like it, the Spanish definitely don't like it. But of course the Germans are insisting that that's how it's got to be, and that's where we were left last night. So there's been no change on that whatsoever. What this summit does do is reveal the increasing political divisions within the Eurozone, which up until now have basically been papered over by the Sarkozy-Merkel axis. Well, obviously Sarkozy's gone now. Francois Hollande, a socialist president, has come in. And what you're now seeing is a clearer divide along political lines within the Eurozone, basically depending on whether you're pro-austerity, like the Germans and Northern Europeans, or anti-austerity, like the southern fringes of Europe. So what happens next is an escalation in this very much political element to the whole situation. And that will crystallise on June the 17th, when we have the next set of Greek elections. And the Greek elections are basically a referendum for the Greeks on whether or not they want to stay within the Eurozone, accept austerity in return for the bailout, or whether they want to do something rather more different and radical, which is say no to austerity, the bailout money won't come. They will default on their sovereign debt, their banks go into crisis, and the end result is Greece leaving the euro. So what's next is really an escalation in the politics of this, and as I say, that will really come into focus on June the 17th.